All right, so just want to introduce a couple of the staff and district colonels that are on the call. We've got Arnell Jaime, who's the Associate Development Director, also the Popcorn Assistant from Legacy Council MDSC. We've got Alan Young, District Director for Mir and Diablo Sunrise. We've got Dylan Hendrickson, District Director from Golden Gate. We've got Andrea Knowles from Silverado, District Executive, Senior District Executive. I apologize, I'm not sure, but Executive for the Silverado District. And then when it comes to district colonels, we've got Anu Zindal from Mission Peak. We've got a couple other ones. For some reason, I'm not scrolling. Kim Marshall from Chief Solano. And Hannah Melfi. I know her and her husband are kind of tag teaming Briones. I believe those are the district and council representatives. And then my name's Tim Welty. I'm one of the development directors, also the Popcorn staff advisor. I have background actually in both Legacy MDSC and SFBAC. And I've been doing Popcorn for 10 plus years now, and we're just here to help. The first two presentations, we did have Trails End's Jared Shepard on board, but he's in an emergency meeting right now. So Arnell and I are going to kind of tag team this from the council level. So without further ado, we'll start the program. We're going to talk a little bit about 2019, just a couple of slides, and the rest will be 2020. So we just want to highlight the top performing units from last year. We have our $40,000 club with Mir Pack 317, Twin Valley Pack 546, Twin Valley Pack 943, Twin Valley Pack 915, Chief Solano 853, and Trace Ranchos Troop 168. All those units, 6 of them, sold over 40,000 in 2019. And then with our 30,000 club, we've got a couple of Briones, Pack 248, Troop 200. I believe 200's here today. Pack 645, and then we also had Trace Ranchos, Pack 556 as well. And then we also had our 20,000 plus, and that was Meridian 828, Mission Peak 176, Silverado 108, Meridian 828, Twin Valley 950, Mission Peak Crew 176, Trace Ranchos 765, and then we also had an honorable mention with Alameda. The top performing unit there was Pack 1076. So right there, those are our top performing units, which kind of were a big portion of what we grossed, $1.4 million between the 3 legacy councils, with an increase of over 100,000 in sales, which you see there is a 7.2% growth. Both MDSC and old SFBAC finished in the top 6 when it came to Western region growth. On to 2020. As many of you are probably aware, the online direct safe sale has already begun, started July 1 through August 15th. So we've got until tomorrow with this sale, and then it will continue into the fall, but we've got our top performing units. We're also number 4 in the country right now, led by 2 of our top performing scouts, Luke and Rachel, number 1 respectively and number 6 in the country. And you'll see that here are the units that have already sold 3,000 in sales, which, as you guys are probably aware, usually the online sales start around August 1, and we've already at 56,000. So we're way ahead of where we've been historically, and we want to keep that momentum. So Trace Ranchos Troop 168 over 10,000. We've got 2 Twin Valley units at 5,000. Mission Peak Crew 176, that's Rachel's unit, 4,700. Meridian Pack 841, 4,600. Briones, who's on the call, Troop 200, 4,000. And Twin Valley Pack 943, 3,000. So all in all, the new Golden Gate Area Council is number 4 in the country right now in sales, and looking to keep that momentum. Moving on to how we're going to go about doing our sales and how we're going to be able to keep it safe. And yes, that we're really striving to make sure the sale is safe, and the scouts can really benefit from the opportunity mostly through online sales and social distancing. Here's a real cool little resource that Trails End provides, a quick way to sell $1,000 by doing social distancing. And then you also see a theme throughout the presentation that if you text to 62771, for example, this one is my plan, this will pop up and give you a kind of an FAQ on how to do that. We've also got those for our webinars, our kickoffs. It's all the same number. It's just depending on which one you're looking for. Like if it's Facebook, you type Facebook to 62771. So that's a cool resource. For online direct sales, like I said earlier, 100% safe, zero risk. There's no leftover inventory because it's all done through shipping. No handling of product for either the scouts or the units. And obviously with the pandemic going on, this is gonna probably take over 80 to 85% of our sale going into the fall. There's gonna be price points. So the cheapest item is the regular caramel corn that's on the local order form. What's really cool this year is the online products are the same as the local products, and they're also the same pricing. You'll see that the first item is $7.99 for shipping, and any additional item is 99 cents. But Council and Trails End has kind of come up with some solutions on how to alleviate that big $7.99 scary number. So we're going to be doing free shipping. Currently, the free shipping is on any order over $30 up until Tuesday at 5 p.m. And then they're going to be doing a similar promotion, but instead of $30, it's going to be $40. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get into that part. And then you'll see that the Trails End app has changed a lot, and I'm going to kind of roll it over to Arnell here.
Okay, thanks, Tim. As far as what we're talking about is online direct. Basically, it used to be just like online sales, and it's really easy, especially most of us have already have a year under our belts doing it, and they've streamlined it even more because now, especially with social distancing, the biggest thing now is before you have to take an order, enter it yourselves. Now people can do it, and this is actually a suggestion by a lot of people to Trails End, which they did, where now you could actually take your order straight from your phones or your mobile device, take the payment there, and also then that's the way it'll ship directly to your customers. So basically your device is your ordering tool. So that's the biggest change that it's happening this year. Makes it a lot easier, less steps. Next slide, please, Tim. Cool. And now also with respect to that, now they also did some shipping studies. And Tim, you want to take over in this one part?
So as I was mentioning, we're currently doing a free shipping promotion up until Tuesday, $30+. What we've found so far in early research is the promotion days, especially here with Golden Gate area, we were selling about $700 a day with no promotion, but as soon as there was a promotion, we're selling closer to $7,000. Nationwide, you see there, it's 34 times when there's promotions going on. So we understand that if the unit sells, say $1,000, what they would need to do in order to make that difference between that free shipping would be selling 17% more than the $1,000. So we feel, and Trails End feels, that covering that shipping cost, having an additional $17,000 or 17% is a lot easier than actually having that $7.99 plus the $9.99. So there's that issue there. What we're currently doing right now is, most of you are aware, the sale right now, the unit's getting 35% commission and an additional 5% commission, not commission, but an Amazon gift card. And that's the only part that's going away tomorrow, is that 5%. But what we are going to have to do to keep this free shipping going on is lower the commission for the council and the units. So what we're going to be doing starting on the 16th is we're going to, of that 15% between the two, council's going to take 2/3 and the units are going to be taking 1/3. So starting on the 16th, the commission for online sales for the units going to be 30%, and for the council is going to be 20%. Currently, right now, the council is taking the full 100% on just because we didn't want to roll that out last minute and lose that momentum on the last couple of days of the sale. So hopefully that's a little bit more clear. Again, we'll be addressing questions. I'm sure you guys got some questions regarding that, but the short of it is the commission for the units right now is 35% and an additional 5% gift card to the unit leader. That expires on the 15th, tomorrow, I believe around 5 p.m. And starting the 16th, the commission for those units is going to be 30%. What we're also going to be doing is starting on the 16th, they're going to be testing the $40 threshold. So that free shipping after Tuesday is going to be $40 plus. And then they're going to be subject to change different promotions throughout the year, but the idea is to keep this free shipping year round as long as the cost makes sense for both the units and the council.
And right before we, oh, go ahead.
We're still doing door-to-door sales for those units that want to do that. We understand that we've got a couple of neighboring councils that have already ordered about 15 to 18% of their overall order in years past. So part of your commission when it comes to door-to-doors is you're going to have to show us your game plan and kind of understanding of how you're going to be selling your product, and we'll help you kind of do a percentage breakdown based off of your historical orders when it comes to that. We do understand also that there are some units that when they've got $10 and $15 and $20 orders online that they're going to be ordering that product, so they don't have to pay for that $7.99 shipping. So just keep that in mind. If you got smaller orders, you're probably better off ordering those products rather than paying for a $10 popcorn, but then having a $7.99 shipping added to it. All right, Arnell.
Okay, sorry about that. And so, what was that? Oh, as far as, how it works now, it's it's really better and faster, especially for people who have done it, in the past, last year, where the experience is much smoother. For example, they're using, TrailsEnd has made a deal with Google Flutter. They're using Flutter. Registration's a lot smoother, easier. In fact, and it's one of those kind of things. The less clicking people have to do, the better the experience, and also the more apt they are as far as taking, putting things in. And so just for example, for the checkout, it used to be 9 clicks, now it's down to 4. And also as far as the online direct, they can still do this face-to-face. And like I said earlier, it's the cool thing about that is a lot safer. And also as far as inventory is concerned, you don't have to worry about having excess because everything's getting shipped, straight to the customer, which is to our favor because since March, a lot more people have become accustomed to ordering online. So it's becoming like a new normal. So that makes it a lot easier. And I think that's, do you have the next one, Tim? And so as far as, selling, you still have the options for the storefront mode and with the wagon mode and also the online direct mode. And again, you have to understand, take into consideration different counties, different states have different policies. So that's why it's all available. And of course, depending on the timeline, that's when that's why it's still available depending on what happens. And so we're just kind of preparing for any kinds of contingencies, and that's why it's still available. And next slide. And how do we do that? Well, the availability of the square readers. For people that don't have them, they can still request them through the app. If you're having difficulty, let us know. Because Trails has committed to sending us extras if we needed to. And people who had received them, they said it still should work. And so, and as always, we're trying to push that because it's a lot safer, and this way it's a lot less hassle as far as like maintaining your spreadsheets. Okay, and then of course going back to, like I said, if you guys are remembering the last year we did this, if you look at the screen of 2019 screen versus now, I'm just jealous because the thing is, Tim and I are still looking at the 2019 screen, and the 2020 is so much more interactive, a lot nicer, and it works really well. And some of the benefits to it, it's like the credit card processing, it's still free. And also as far as tracking your orders and the sales and inventory is a lot faster. And like I said too, it's like I know a lot of the past unit kernels, they still have those, like I told them, it's like spreadsheet withdrawals, because the cool thing with this version is you can still get your spreadsheets this way. And the cool thing about that now is if you want to get like the pointers and all that stuff, there's also the text features. You could just text app to 62771, and especially for the legacy, and also this is for everybody. If you're we have a lot of kernels or district kernels in the legacy MDSC side that have experience of using this, and they can be great resources for you. I know one of them just joined us, Michelle Wojak, and she's from Muir District. In fact, she was the committee chair for Muir, and that's what part of the success they had was that's how they became a top-selling unit. In fact, they were doing that for a couple of years in a row because they really embraced the technology, and they really made it work for them. And this was really helpful. So again, there's the information as far as the app. Just download that, and we can also, going back real quickly though, before I forget, I'll be emailing everybody later, because as Tim alluded to, as far as a plan for what you need to do with respect to deliveries and stuff, I'd like to get everybody's input as far as what you think would be best practices, because you guys are going to be the people that will be handling this. So I'd like to see what would work or what you think would work, and this way we could get everybody's input, and present it to everyone as well.
All right, thank you, Arnell.
Mm-hmm.
Also a huge resource, highly recommended. I'm sure some of you have already done. They've got Trails End webinars. Once again, that famous 6277, sorry, I'm dyslexic, 62771 text webinar. Say that 10 times fast. They've got different unit levels. So based off of your cell, also if you're a district kernel, they also have scout webinars. What's really cool is any question asked, they're going to get you an answer to, and if they don't have an answer, they'll get back to you on it. So the webinars are another advantage, and like Arnell was just pointing out, one of those check the box in order to sell popcorn with product in hand is going to be attending one of those webinars. Moving on to the next slide, we've also got other resources. Here locally, we've got our GGAC Facebook group, which we do a pretty good job of sending out the latest promotions, information, good networking. So I think Arnell's typing in the chat that Facebook page, and just click on that and we'll accept you. And then Facebook also, Trails End's got a Facebook group, that's 62771 Facebook. I think Jared said the other day, over 15,000 volunteers are on it at this point. So those are two resources to ask questions, and a lot of your peers, especially here locally, are constantly asking questions and addressing questions, and just use your network, because there are a lot of people here that have a lot of resources. Another cool thing about 2020, not a lot of cool things about 2020, but in Popcorn there are. We've got a new rewards point system, and you get 2 points for any online sale, and then you also get 1.5 points for any credit card sale, and then if it's a cash sale, you get 1 point. So we're really trying to keep it safe by doing online direct and credit cards. Those are the safest way with payments at this point with the pandemic going on. So for example, if a scout were to sell $200 of popcorn on online direct, they would automatically qualify for that 400 points and a Amazon e-gift card for 10 bucks. So those are the prize system. It's going to be an Amazon card sent via email at the end of the sale. And the point system just makes it a little bit more friendly when it comes to the online direct aspect that we're really pushing. When it comes to product, we have had to simplify it, just obviously supply and demand. But like I mentioned earlier, all the product online, except for a couple online specific, are the same as what are on the order form. So these are the 7 items that are on the order form. We've got our most popular caramel corn. We've got popping corn, this time $15, and it comes in a jar. So those bags that break with that popping corn and that weight, that's no longer going to be an issue there. We've gone away from microwave popcorn, and it's pre-popped unbelievable butter, sticking with white cheddar. I know Legacy MDSC did jalapeno, but we're now doing a blazing hot popcorn. And we've got our salted caramel corn still. And then we've got our cheese lovers collection with the cheese, the white cheddar, and the blazing hot popcorn. We've also expanded our military to also the first responders with the $30 and $50 level. And then there's also a donation option. So say there's a promotion and your checkout comes out to $28, we'd probably recommend getting that up to $30 so you don't have to worry about paying that $7.99 shipping. So we're expecting a little bit more with the donations with the different promotions. And then here are the online exclusive items. We've got a 12-pack, not an 18-pack, but a 12-pack of Unbelievable Butter, Chocolate Caramel Crunch. So you'll see that chocolate items are only going to be online. Those will not be in person this go around. And then our Chocolate Lovers tin with 2 chocolate salted caramel and chocolate caramel crunch. All right, well, there's 3 ways to sell in the app. We've got the storefront mode, the wagon mode, and the online direct mode. And they go into great details when it comes to those in the webinars. I don't know, I don't want to put Michelle on the spot, but anything to point out there, Michelle?
Regarding the webinars?
Yeah, the webinars and the way the sell with the storefront mode, the wagon, and the online direct.
So once you get the new online app, the 2.0 version, it's pretty straightforward. Our unit doesn't do storefront mode, so we only utilize wagon and online, but it's much simpler now. There's not a lot of troubleshooting issues. And if you do need it, there is frequently an FAQ on there to help walk you through stuff.
Great, thank you. And then also, it's going to be automatic for the scouts. They're going to receive a Square Reader if they sold anywhere between $1,000 and just under $3,500. And then also, they have the special Bluetooth readers for any scout that sold $3,500. And when you log into Sell Popcorn, that'll be the first thing that pops up. You'll confirm your address, and that will be sent to you directly. And then you'll see support@trails-n.com if you've got any additional questions with that. So here's kind of the checklist right now. What we're asking everyone to do is join the Facebook groups, both our local one and the Trails N one. Register for those webinars. Again, you can text 62771 Facebook webinar or Scout promos, and then just share the app, get on social media. We're also talking about doing a commercial break in a chat room like this Zoom, and put your son or daughter's link in there and say, hey, would you like to support my son or daughter with popcorn? It's a different type of sale when it comes to online, but outside the box ideas are great. Here's a quick popcorn timeline. Obviously things being very fluid, but this is kind of what we're sticking to right now, but we are going to be flexible with these dates, at least the latter ones, the ones in September, October, and November. So as I mentioned, the online direct sales started July 1. Congratulations, those units that took advantage of that and are taking advantage of that. We've got our kickoff today. We've got the last one scheduled, but I'm sure we'll be doing more of those, and we're actually recording today, so we'll send out that link as well along with the presentation. August 24th is really the first deadline, so just make sure if you are going to be selling in-product popcorn to make sure you get that sent to us by noon. Like I said earlier, if you got to have a game plan and a rhyme or reason for your order. And then the pickup for the show and sell is going to be September 11th with more details to come. And then tentatively right now we're saying take orders are due the 26th, but we understand between August 24th and October 26th, it's going to be pretty much show and sell and take order are going to be the same type of sale. And we will be doing small orders based off of the needs of the units. There will be no exchanges and there will be no returns, but say your first 2 weekends go really well and you need more popcorn, that shouldn't be a problem with demand being so low, and we won't be exchanging amongst our neighbors. We'll be getting brand new fresh popcorn for everybody. And then the payment and take order pickup is going to be tentatively November 13th. So that's all that we had for today's presentation, but we'd like to open it up to questions. And as I was multitasking, I did see there were a couple of questions. So let's see, what do we got here? You can either type them in the chat or unmute yourself when we ask. So let's go through the chat real quickly. How do you make door-to-door orders entered online? So if you know it's going to be a small order, don't enter it online. Just make that a tally and have that become your take order is what we're recommending.
So if it's a take order, then where do we enter the take order? Is that just on the paper form, or how do you do the take order?
Yeah, so that will be through the scouting.trails-n leader portal. When you're placing your order, even when you're placing your show and sell, you can get that product in hand and then just divvy it up that way is kind of the plan, if that makes sense.
We don't pre-order. In our troop, historically we've only done door to door, and we gather all the orders and then we submit them to you at the end.
Okay.
So I'm trying to understand if the Scout now uses the app and maybe they still go door to door. Can they take the order in the app, but then have it as a, we'll submit you one big order for all the popcorn? How will that work?
Tim, can I step in here for a second and answer that one?
Yes, please.
So your Scout, as long as they're registered and they're taking the order in the app, there's an option when they make the sale for delivered or undelivered. So they'll just mark undelivered. And then what'll happen is it'll tell, your numbers will still show that, John sold, 50 bags of caramel corn and 20 of this, and then it'll just go into your totals at the end. So when it calculates out and you're trying to figure your take order amount that you want to order through council, it'll be calculated in there.
Perfect, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
So are there still paper? I know last year my Scout used, a big spreadsheet type that was printed out. Are those still available and to be used, or is everything should just be put in an app now?
No, we do have order forms per request. What we do also have is our top performing Scout, Luke, laminated his, and he actually has a hand sanitizer that he sprays when the individual opens the door so they know that it's a clean form. And then he says, hey, would you like to support popcorn? I'd like to not support popcorn, but would you like to support my scouting program? And then he, if they say, oh no, we're not a fan of popcorn, then he flips it over and said, hey, would you like to support the first responders and military? So he's got his little pitch down, but we do have order forms too for those units like Troop 200 that want to do that.
I see. So he laminates it. They tell him what he wants. He'll enter it in his app probably, then he wipes it clean for the next person.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Also, for people, I've also just to let you know, there, just like Tim said, we do have some of those paper forms, and we're trying to, dissuade, so to speak, people from getting it. But if you really want some, I left some at our scout shop here in Pleasant Hill. For, limited quantities of them if you want to, so you could still use that if and pick those up.
And we do have them in San Leandro as well, here in my office, actually.
Yeah.
Those are great to use as a visual, or even if you're, so like selling door to door, or eventually if you have storefronts. But going through the app, it's guaranteeing that your child and your scout is going to get, all of his Amazon rewards. So it's really more beneficial to utilize the app as much as you can.
So that form that you were talking about, is there a way that we can get a link to it and then we can just print it ourselves instead of driving 50 miles?
Yeah, I had the same
but there's
question
no
as
traffic.
Steven.
I can send, it's on our Facebook group actually, but I can send it out too. The link of the laminated that Luke put together.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks.
Join our Facebook group because there's a bunch of resources there too.
Yeah, I grabbed the link, I grabbed the link from the chat.
All right, another question. Yes, there is a delivery fee for online direct sales on the app if it's under 30 or 40 or whatever that promotion is at that time. The interesting part about that is your commission will actually be more if you are ordering smaller amounts, because rather than us having to pay for that free shipping, now that consumer is paying for that shipping and your commission is going to be more. So you'd be actually getting around 35% commission on orders under 30 or 40, whatever that promotion is. But the idea is we want it to be enticing for our customer and not be doing smaller orders, doing bigger orders.
Also, as a tip, and again, also just to take advantage of the sale promotion now, I would suggest if you guys want to, especially if the ones that are going door to door, go ahead and order at least one bag of each, because it is like one of those visual things. People see the bigger bag in person, they're like, oh, so that's what one looks like, kind of thing. So I mean, and you don't have to do it, but that's just a suggestion, because it's one of those kind of visual thing. If they see it, they see the actual bag people are holding versus looking at a photo of it. If you guys want to, I mean, again, that's something to consider as an option when you got for units that are still wanting to go door to door around their immediate neighborhoods.
All right, Steven, your question. Are you talking about how much popcorn should you do for selling door to door? What's your question? Sorry. Steven Stewart.
Yep, sorry, I was on mute. So basically, the troop that we moved to, so I was Cub Master for Pack 689 for 3 years. My son and I just moved over to Troop 60. Troop 60 never has sold popcorn in the past. They're actually kind of against it, but my son sold 3,500 last year, so he wants to continue adding the 6% into the college scholarship. So how much should we get so that we can do the door-to-door, and if storefronts ever do open up this year, then we have that ability as well?
Yeah, it's really based off of your own plan. So we can talk offline, but based off your plan, and I don't know how many hours he plans on doing or how many blocks he plans on walking or how many stores, it really varies. Obviously, if he sold 3,500, he's beyond beginner status when it comes to selling popcorn. So I would see what his goal is, maybe based off of the gift card or the promotion, adding that 6% to the 2,500 scholarship. But as you're probably aware, once you hit 2,500, you're automatically qualified, at least if you're grandfathered in. So he doesn't have to do 2,500. He could do $60 and still turn it in. So we'll keep going there. Michelle, anything to add?
Yes, so the scholarship, unfortunately, I saw Tina just had asked that. As of March, they're not accepting anybody else into the scholarship program.
Yeah.
So if you were already in it and you were already eligible for it and you've submitted all your paperwork, you will still continue to earn as a scout, but they're not accepting any new scouts. But the good news is, even if you're not in the program, they did up the levels for the Amazon gift card. So you will receive more You know, so even though we don't have that extra incentive of the scholarships, our scouts are earning more on their gift cards to kind of make up for that.
They
Instead of
also,
going to scholarship
they
money.
also have unlimited amount once you hit, I think it's past the 7,000 or 7,500. I mean, obviously that's a lot of popcorn, but it was actually, you only got a $550 gift card. Now you get 10% of what you sell or something. So they did, those ones that did really overachieve, they made it a nice compromise at the high levels when it comes to selling popcorn.
Okay.
Stephen, if you have questions about how much you need to order, especially in this time, you can shoot your district colonel an email or contact them, or even contact me or Anna or someone, and then we can help you figure out your order.
Okay. Yeah. The main reason is because probably 90% of his sales was at Bart.
Okay.
I don't think is happening.
Yeah. When it comes to percentages, it is going to be a little sticky because the council is going to be having to write checks monthly for those differences, because in the online system, it's automatically set nationwide, but each council is doing it differently. So by us doing 2/3, we're doing the units and the customers pretty good service, because there's other councils that are having split it in half or even having the units take it all on. So it's different nationwide as to the percentage breakdown, but what we're doing right now, starting on the 16th, is 10% of that 15 is going to come out of council's pocket and 5 is going to come out of the unit's pocket. When should we expect the Bluetooth readers? As soon as you log in, the scout logs in, the first thing that's going to pop up is confirm your address and then hit accept, and then those will be shipped to you directly.
We got ours in about a week and a half from when we actually ordered it. It came pretty quick.
Tim, this is Andrea. I have a quick question. The PowerPoint that you all presented today, will that be accessible, or is it already accessible, either email or Facebook?
Yeah, we will have the PowerPoint. We're also recording this one, so you'll have the recording of it too if you ask. So we'll send that out.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right. You mentioned you'll extend free shipping for orders over $40. Do we have a deadline for this free shipping? Yeah, so that is subject to be changed based off of how the sale is going. So what I believe Trails End's going to be doing is after next Tuesday, it's going to go up to that $40, but they're going to be doing testing at different levels, whether it's lower than 40 or completely free or more than 40. We don't know at this point, but the idea is to keep free shipping the rest of the calendar year, as long as the return to scouting is profitable and we're growing our popcorn sale. As soon as we start seeing a dip, we're going to have to turn that free shipping off and go back to that $7.99 per item, plus the additional 99 cents for second and third and fourth items.
So just to be clear, until Tuesday, is it free shipping for over $30, or is it free shipping till Tuesday? And then after Tuesday, it goes up to 40.
Yep, and then there'll be different promotions throughout the year that they're kind of testing. But right now, starting after Tuesday, 5 p.m., it's going to go up to 40.
So I have a quick question because you skipped it in my set number 2.
Oh,
so
sorry.
That's okay. So when you are having all these different sales where the first part of the year that we've done sales since July 1st, those are getting 35%. And then it sounds like from here on out, if it's online, it's 30%. And then if it's a door-to-door, it's 35% of that. All of those pieces getting added together is what goes back to the truth. How is it calculated that way in the app, or how are we going to know each scout, how much are they bringing back to the truth?
Yeah, very good question. I thought I mentioned every month we're going to be cutting checks to those units based off of what percentage it is during that promotion, or if it's in-hand product, the commission is going to be different too, which the base commission is 30 for you attending this kickoff. You already got 2, so everyone on this kickoff is 32. And then additional 2% if you show us your plan and come up with a rhyme and reason as to why you want so much product or just want product in general. you'll get 34%. So those are the clean one. That's the clean answer, is the in-hand product and the promotion between July 1st and August 15th. Those are easy answers. When it comes to starting August 16th, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge doing that, but we've got Arnell, myself, and Trail Zen that are going to be getting reports and figuring out how we're going to be cutting those differences when it comes to those percentages. But I honestly don't know how that's going to go about, because when we did our first presentation on Tuesday, we've already changed our message. So this is very fluid at this point, but we're trying to do our best to make popcorn most return for the biggest bang for our buck when it comes to the sale. And we think this free shipping is really the only opportunity based off of how our promotions have been going thus far. We're just hoping we don't have to ever go back to that $7.99. So didn't really answer your question, but that's the best we can do at this point.
Okay.
And if we want to talk online, I'm more than willing to, but I honestly don't have a specific answer. I don't know if we're going to be cutting checks or if Trail Zen is going to be taking it out of your credit card readers. I honestly, this thing has just gone a little wild the last couple of days.
Okay.
Someone want to talk a little bit about the scholarship program that has son or daughter enrolled?
This is Tina. No, we covered it already.
Okay.
Okay. And Jackie had a question regarding the reference guide, and unfortunately, because of things changing so quickly, that's why, even though we actually had one ready like earlier, like what, March or no, as early as like February, we were ready to roll, but then this thing happened with the pandemic, and so we pretty much had to scrub that, because again, kind of like what Tim had alluded to, things are so fluid right now that it's almost like, in a sense, almost day to day. And so that's why right now the best suggestion would be to join the Facebook site. So because we will be posting a lot of our updates as soon as we get them.
And like Arnell was just mentioning, they've changed the dollar amount when it comes to the free shipping 2 or 3 times in the last week. And if you on their Facebook page, a lot of units are in uproar right now. So once we do have that clear message, we want to post it on our Facebook, but the message hasn't been clear enough for my own being that I haven't posted it. So we're going based off of what Trail Zen's website is saying at this point. And they're saying right now, Tuesday, from now, since actually it started at 5 o'clock this last Tuesday until the following Tuesday, it's $30 plus for free shipping. And then after Tuesday at 5 p.m., it's going to then go to $40 plus. That's the latest we've heard. And there will be an email going out later today or first thing tomorrow with the specifics from Trail Zen.
Just to give you guys an example of how fluid things go, we were in the middle of the presentation and we were getting an email about the change. And that was like, what, Tuesday, Tim?
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, so no returns with COVID going on. It's your product once you take it home. That's why we're really cutting down on these orders and wanting to make sure you've got a game plan. We're not going to let you place an order what you did the previous year. We're not even going to let you place probably 25% max, unless you're a Michelle or someone else that has a game plan that's just next level. There's got to be a reason for you to be ordering a bunch of product, because we don't want you to be stuck with those returns and then losing those additional profits. And it's also kind of deflating for the scouts to order a bunch of popcorn and not do as well selling. So we don't want that to happen either. All right, I think we addressed.
I was going to say, Tim, with Trail Zen changing the price of their popcorn online, it's the same whether you actually have your product in hand or you're, selling online now. So it's the same thing. And then with selling online, it's zero liability for your unit. You can just sell as much as you want. So it's a really good idea to encourage our families to be selling that way right now, because then, like I said, you're going to have less liability in the end.
Very good point.
I
we
do
used
have
to,
to go. Oh, go
we
ahead.
used to always promote that the local popcorn is always cheaper than online, but this year we can't say that anymore. So it's all the same price.
Also, just want to caution everybody with respect to the chocolate orders. Um, Even though it actually does say that, just be careful, because when you do order chocolate, they're not going to ship it right away. Problem is, if you order chocolate with in combination of like traditional, the other popcorn, the non-chocolate one, what the Trails End does is ship it at the same time. So you're not going to get like two separate shipping. So be aware that you're not going to get that order until like October when they start shipping chocolate with your the rest of the order. So just kind of keep that in mind and just be mindful of that.
All right, we're closing in on an hour. Any other questions? I think we addressed all of the ones in the chat. Any feedback from anybody? Everyone excited to try doing this online direct? I mean, we're number 4 in the country. Things have been going really well, and we have about 37 units selling to date. And historically, we've had closer to about 120 between the 3 councils. So we still got a lot of opportunity for growth. And as long as we can keep this momentum, I think the free shipping is really going to be what's going to make us hit that home run. And I understand it's a little bit less commission for the units and a lot less for the council, but we're willing to do what we can do to make sure that scouts are succeeding in their online direct. And then those that do want to sell in person, we're not saying no, but we're also not promoting it by giving you a huge commission. There's a reason why we're not giving massive amount of commission, because we don't want units to get stuck with popcorn even though they think they're going to be getting a higher commission.